everybody, I am back with another fun video about wrestling, and today I'm going to be talking about tips for WrestleMania and also just my experience with WrestleMania in general. I've seen a lot of videos going around right now just talking about different like WrestleMania topics, so I thought it'd be super helpful to talk about my WrestleMania experience. And it is going to be in Las Vegas this year, so that means a lot of crazy things are going to be happening in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So hopefully, you know, everything goes well and nothing too crazy happens there, but time will tell with that. I just drank a Fresca, so now I keep burping. Anyway, so all right, so we're just gonna go right into the video and get started. So let's do this. All right, so my first tip would be have a budget. You know, WrestleMania is a really expensive week, and it's typically a week long depending on how long you get there, and when you get there, when you leave. You know, merchandise and hotel, travel, like all these things are lots of expenses. So you want to budget really well and know what you're going to spend on like food, merchandise, all of that before you leave. And start saving early too is a really good idea because, you know, you're going to be spending a lot of money. And in my experience personally, I go a little crazy and I'm buying like all this merchandise. I'm buying all these like memorabilia items and that kind of thing. Like some people even buy like title belts and that kind of thing. And as you know, if you're a wrestling fan, that can get extremely expensive. It can get up to like $600, $700 like alone on a title. So try to think, you know, about what you're going to spend, try to have a good budget and try to factor all of that in, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be struggling once you get to WrestleMania. So start making that budget now and start saving now. I know it's October, I know it's super early, but it is a really good idea if you want to, you know, potentially save some money later on and not be panicked when it comes to the time of WrestleMania. You just want to, you know, chill, have fun, have vacation. So, you know, what better way to just have a budget and stick to it. Another thing, like a money saving tip, would be waiting last minute on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. I personally have done this in the past. There's a bunch of different shows you can attend WrestleMania weekend. Another tip would be start saving now and decide what shows you want to do now. I know a lot of the shows haven't been released yet, so it's kind of hard to decide, but think if you're going to go to SmackDown, Raw, and NXT, like you need to think about these things right now and start planning that into your budget, because when it gets there, you know, like it's going to pop up and come at us. So we want to be ready. I feel like I'm like talking about like some crazy stuff, but it is crazy. It's a big vacation. It's a big deal. It's like Disney for wrestling fans. So it's like a big deal. So again, you know, waiting last minute on tickets is also a really good way to save money. I know I've done this in the past, lots of different times. I've bought NXT tickets the day of the show. They'll drop massively. So that's another really good idea when it comes to planning for your trip. You know, you don't have to buy the other shows right out, but start planning them so that you know which ones you're going to attend. That way when the tickets go on sale, you're right there, you got them. Or, you know, you can wait if you'd like to save some money. But personally, you know, again, like if you're doing a package or something like that, you've already got that already. So don't have to worry about it. And that brings me to my next point, which is buying packages can save you a lot of stress. I already talked about in a separate video that, you know, buying packages has a lot of different inclusions, and you know, like when you get to WrestleMania, you've already got everything basically planned out for you and you don't have to worry about it. So that's another really good tip, I would say. You know, I wouldn't know if it's necessarily saving money. It is quite expensive to buy packages, but again, like it's taking care of everything, and once you get there, you don't really have a lot of stress because everything's basically laid out for you at that point. Next tip, which is create an itinerary and stick to it. This has been very helpful for me in the past. Personally, I am someone that's just like a planner, so I have to plan everything out, but making an itinerary that I could stick to definitely gave me a peace of mind, like knowing where I was going to be at what time, you know, knowing when my flight's gonna get there, when I'm gonna get there, when I'm gonna go do this and that, and just made all the activities a lot less stressful. So by the time I got there, you know, I was super relaxed and I said, okay, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna go do that, I'm gonna go do this. And yeah, the whole trip is just basically laid out for you, which really causes me a lot less stress. So I do suggest creating an itinerary. It is up to you, but personally, that's something that really helps me a lot, is creating an itinerary. So another tip on your itinerary would be make sure that you show up everywhere you plan to be early, because there is so many people that attend these events and there's so many people that are going to be at WrestleMania, especially being in Vegas. There will just be people that might not even be wrestling fans that are going to be at WrestleMania. So just plan to be everywhere you want to be super early, like even if it means like an hour to 2 hours. Show up, especially for meet and greets, because meet and greets are gonna be the trickiest part of your whole weekend. But again, you can find ways to avoid stress by getting there early and creating an itinerary, because that's gonna help you when you go to do all of these meet and greets. That will bring to my next tip, which is do not plan on meeting every single wrestler that you think you're gonna meet during WrestleMania weekend. I have learned this, and you know, you really need to pick like your top 5 or 6, because there is a lot of ways to meet wrestlers this weekend, but I'm telling you right now, you cannot meet them all. It doesn't matter if you clear out your whole schedule to just go do meet and greets, like you're not going to be able to meet them all. There's going to be something that comes up, whether the line is too long or there's too many people there, or maybe you get there too early and they cut the line. There's just gonna be lots of things that come up. That is another tip I would say, is be prepared for things to like sometimes go wrong. It's not gonna go completely your way and you might not get to meet the wrestlers you want to meet. So make sure you just have a couple that you're determined to meet that weekend, and really try to find out like where they're going to be. And I don't mean going to their hotel. Please God, do not show up to their hotel. I'm just talking about like if they have a meet and greet, if they have like an event going on, just like try to be there and either make a sign or like give them a gift or something that really sticks out, so that you can get their attention, hopefully meet them. I have done a lot of gifts in the past, and I've done a lot of friendship bracelets, which the wrestlers really enjoy, except for Grayson Waller. He hates friendship bracelets, but he's a Swiftie, so it's okay. Yeah, so basically, you know, just get there early. Don't set your expectations so high for this weekend that your hopes get let down, because that's definitely happened for me. And WWE World being new this past year completely threw me off of my game. I was at 2 different WrestleManias. Before that, I was at California and Texas, and it was a completely different ball game than Philadelphia. So every state's gonna kind of have their perks and like their downfalls. So yeah, the downfall of that year was WWE World, because it was a crazy mess and they just did not know what they were doing. So definitely be prepared to, you know, not meet wrestlers and meet wrestlers you do want to meet. So yes, that is a very, very important tip. I do want to move into WWE World and talk about that a little bit. And basically, WWE World is a massive convention that happens WrestleMania weekend, where you can meet wrestlers, get autographs, wait in lines really long. You can also purchase a lot of different things at the Superstore, which is what a lot of people go just to do that. And yeah, there's just different interactions with superstars. They sometimes have podcasts going on, just kind of different things that I will try to insert clips of. They have like photo ops without superstars, just like super cool, like memorabilia you can take photos with. They usually have like wrestlers gear and that kind of thing you can look at. So it's a super fun way to get fans like really hyped up about WrestleMania. I personally never thought it was going to, you know, be that stressful, but last year, unfortunately, it was stressful for a lot of people. A lot of people had no idea what to expect, and I would say this year's WWE World, here's what I like gathered. Please wear good shoes, and please be prepared to wait in really long lines, and know that they might switch out your favorite superstar at any given moment. Basically, for these photo ops, there would be like 5 different superstars. They would all come out at certain times. They would be there for a certain amount of time, and they'd switch them out with other wrestlers that was in the next group. So what a lot of people did is have like a friend or something, and then when they saw the wrestler they wanted to meet and they wanted to be closer in case they would switch out, they would like switch with their friend. So that's a really good like idea. So I'd say definitely bring your friends, make sure you have people that weekend looking out for you, especially as a female. Be really careful and cautious, and also be cautious about, you know, just lots of different things, because it is a really crazy weekend and there's a lot that goes on that's good, but things can also go really bad. So also just, you know, remember that you're at a public event, like, you know, be safe, be careful, stay hydrated, like all those different things, because you don't want anything to go wrong. Back to WWE World, those lines are massive and long, so make sure you're bringing, you know, water, bring snacks, and that goes honestly for all of the whole weekend. Like, please stay hydrated, please, you know, take care of yourselves, and make sure you eat, even if it means like bringing snacks along and that kind of thing. I sound like a grandma, but please do that, because you're gonna get really tired fast, you're gonna get really exhausted that weekend, because there is stuff going from like 8 in the morning to like midnight sometimes. So you're always out doing something, and it's an amazing experience, but do remember that your health comes first, and if you need to like slow down and miss like Raw or SmackDown, just do it, trust me, because you will thank yourself when it comes to WrestleMania and you're actually awake and alive for the show. So that is very, very important. Yeah, so again, like along with like the health kind of thing, I would say have a clear bag. A lot of these venues, they want you to have a clear bag. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know the policy for it. I believe it's called Allegiant Stadium. I do not know the policy for that. So I would just recommend bringing a clear bag everywhere you go, because typically everywhere really accepts clear bags now. So that is super important to have, whether it's a big one, a small one. You know, put snacks, water bottles, deodorant in there. Please wear deodorant. Please wear deodorant, you know, medicines, like anything you think you're gonna need during the day, because you might not go back to your hotel till like really late at night. And that would bring me to another tip. I would say, like, don't go back to your hotel a lot, because you might miss out on events that are just happening during the weekend. You know, I mean, it definitely depends on the situation, but you want to absorb as much as you can, because there's only like one week of wrestling, and this is the time to do that. So don't, you know, be sitting in your hotel like all bored and stuff. Go find, you know, ways to like be with other wrestling fans and that kind of thing. You know, obviously it is good to take breaks when you're like super tired or you just had enough, but you know, you want to absorb as much of the experience as possible. So don't be like sitting in on your phone the whole time. Like, you want to really absorb everything that happens that weekend, whether it's like going to Raw, SmackDown, like local shows. Just do like everything wrestling related that weekend, because it will just like, you know, come and go so quickly. So that would bring me to my next point, which is make sure your phone storage is cleared up and you have lots of space, because you want to take photos and videos with the wrestlers and like of just a lot of different things that are happening that weekend. You always want to have your phone charged, so, you know, bringing a portable charger, bringing, you know, extra camera batteries, bringing a camera, that kind of thing is also super good to do, because, you know, you're gonna have a lot of memories and you want to keep those memories, you know, in one spot, whether it's a camera or a phone camera. So delete your storage, have SD cards, have everything charged, bring the portable chargers, because like I said, you might not be back to your hotel till very late at night. So make sure you have that charger with you. Also, just bring like the regular cord and your box thing, you know, like the little plug-in box thing, in case like you have to like go sit down somewhere and charge, because that's another really good way to, you know, take a break, step back, go charge your phone, chill out for a little bit, eat. That's really good too. And a lot of times at the convention center you can charge your phone, or at the arenas sometimes. But yes, do bring that portable charger, because that will save you. So another tip would be bring Sharpies with you. I know this sounds like crazy and weird, but definitely bring Sharpies with you everywhere you go. You never know when you're gonna meet a wrestler. You never know when something's gonna happen and you're like, oh my god, can you sign this? And you're out of a Sharpie and you're asking to borrow someone's Sharpie and the line is like a million people long. So don't let that be you, because I've seen that happen to so many people where they're like, oh shoot, can I borrow your Sharpie? And I'm already in the line getting my stuff signed. So definitely bring Sharpies with you, have them wherever you go, put them in your pocket, your clear bag, that kind of thing. Again, I sound like a grandma, but bring that, because it's super important to get that autograph. Like imagine like a Hulk Hogan or like Ric Flair is walking around, you're gonna want that autograph. So another good idea with the whole Sharpie and the autograph thing is make sure you respect the wrestler's privacy, and if they look like they don't want to give you an autograph, or they're in the airport or at their hotel, like don't bother them for autographs and stuff unless you see other people, you know, like, and they seem okay with it, because you don't want to like upset them. They're people after all, and you know, it's rude and it's disrespectful, and a lot of them don't like it. A lot of them have said they don't like it, so don't do that. Don't be that one person that ruins the whole weekend for them, you know, because you want them to have a good time too. Like they're to entertain us, so don't be selfish and be like, oh my god, can I get your autograph? Can I get your autograph? Because that really gets annoying. And like pictures, same thing. So just be respectful and have fun. Don't be rude to other people. That's another tip. I've seen people be like kind of rude to other people and push and shove and try to get pictures with Cody Rhodes and all of that. So don't be that person that's like, I want to meet him more than you, or something like that. I just like being rude. Don't be that person. No one likes that person. I can guarantee right now no one wants to be that person or likes that person. Alright, so another tip would be bring a coat, even if you don't think it's going to be cold, because you will probably get cold, and a lot of us learned this at this past WrestleMania. We all learned that we thought we were going to be really warm, and it was going to be like a nice, like, spring WrestleMania. Yeah, that was a lie. It was freezing cold, and everyone bought jackets from the stores, so no one else could buy jackets. Because they had all sold out of like jackets, scarves, hats. So even if you don't think you're gonna need any of that stuff, please bring it, because you never know what's gonna happen. It's sometimes an outdoor show. I believe Allegiant Stadium is closed, so you might be okay. But again, like, you know, if you're outside and that kind of stuff, it is like spring, so lots of different weather can happen. Vegas, I've been there multiple times, and it isn't terrible. Like, I don't think it gets terribly cold, but please just bring a jacket at least, because you might get cold during the show. Like, you're sitting there for a while, so definitely bring a jacket. Another tip I would say is during WrestleMania, if you want to get food or anything like that, make sure you leave during the least important matches. Or if you want to be like guaranteed spot in the line for like merchandise or food, go during the most important matches, even if it's like the first like 10 seconds, like their entrance or something like that. I know it's hard to miss that kind of stuff, but it's gonna save you in the long run, because you're gonna get there, get your food, and get back like within no time, because no one's gonna leave and get up during like Cody and Roman or something like that. So make sure you do that while an important match is happening, or like a least important match, but everyone's gonna have that same idea, so you know, I don't know, don't do it during the least important, because everyone's gonna have that same plan. Alright, so the next tips are basically for your health, because I've had a lot of like crazy health things happen in the past during WrestleMania week. I've gotten sick, I've gotten the flu. I end up making it like 2 days and then I just get plastered out sick. And honestly, I'm not even a drinker or anything like that, so it's really frustrating to me when I do get sick. That being said, make sure you take care of yourself during this week. It's a long week. Some people get there as early as like Tuesday, Wednesday, and stay till like the next following Wednesday. So it's definitely like at least a week or maybe more than that. So make sure you're taking your vitamins, getting a good night's rest is really, really, really important. Because otherwise during the shows, you're just gonna feel like crap and you're not gonna wanna be there any longer. You're gonna wanna go sleep in your hotel and then all the money you saved is not gonna be worth it. So definitely make sure you're sleeping, eating, you know, the snacks, eat healthy things. Like, don't just go out. Like, it is a party, it is super fun, but also you need to take care of yourself and take care of your health, because otherwise you're gonna have a really crappy time the entire time. And you might think you can fix it, but it's just, your health will just decline. And trust me, that's happened to me where I was like, oh, I'll be fine, just give me a couple little rest. And then it ended up being so bad. So don't be like me. Limit your alcohol intake. I know it's Las Vegas, you guys. And I mean, like, I feel like such a bomb right now, but definitely be careful. You know, it's a crazy weekend, and that's gonna just make you more sick if you're already fighting something. So, you know, be careful when it comes to the drinking. Limit that. Also, I would say caffeine is gonna be your best friend, so make sure you always have like a Red Bull on hand or a coffee or just something that's gonna keep you going, because again, like I said before, you're gonna be going from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Like, you're not gonna be stopping at any point. It's just gonna be nonstop action, you know, and you don't want to miss anything. So that's something where I've had to learn. I'm like, okay, well, I want to get up early, get started with everything, and then, you know, I hit like the afternoon and it's time to go to WrestleMania, and you're like, oh my god, I just hit that crash. So caffeine is definitely your best friend when it comes to that, and caffeine is my friend at all the shows because it helps me push through for sure.